Hey there, Charlie here, in my coat because I'm cold and I don't feel like turning on the heat so that I don't have to purchase more oil. Yeah, yeah. I have no real purpose as to why I'm recording this, and I don't anticipate posting it online. However, if you're now watching it, congratulations. It means that at some point in this video, there is something for you. I mean, you clicked on it. You saw how long it was before you clicked on it. You saw whatever vague title I eventually put on it, and now you're continuing to watch it. If you haven't figured it out by now or watched some of my other videos, everything that I do on this channel is not only an experiment for myself, but also an experiment for you. How far into a person that you don't know or possibly do know's videos are you willing to just sort of hang out? What does it do for you? Is it helpful? Do you get bored? Do you get judgy? Are you just very curious about what a collective who's gone through a spiritual awakening and near death experience and is now trying to piece together their lives is doing? How they're living their life? Cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, that wasn't a very good. Yeah. Honestly, just felt compelled to sing. And so I did that and I broke my internet, which doesn't happen very often here, like at all. But I was doing a song. And when you're on Zoom and you're recording and your internet poops out, it'll throw you off. And I asked internally, I was just like, "Oh, should I like keep that track of what I was singing, what I was doing?" And I got a very like internal like, "No, that is not for you to keep and put into the world." All I was doing was singing about being happy to be done with my time in hell, which I've already done. Hell, also known as Connecticut. I'm sure for many people it's a lovely place. It is pretty. Um, yeah, no, very excited to be moving to not here. Yeah, yeah, very excited. So happy that it's actually happening. It's the happiness that even 6 weeks ago I couldn't feel. I knew it was here. I knew it was a potential. I knew it was coming. I knew that it could exist, but I had no way of knowing how to get there. Didn't have any money, which now we have an abundance of money that has just come in various ways. That was expected, but also just sort of the feeling of like, well, where are you though? But where are you? I can feel it. Because when you know that things are coming, you can feel it. You're fucking intuitive. You can fucking feel it. But you don't get timing, right? You don't get. No one fucking puts a calendar. Like no one sends you an email about it that says, "Hey, by the way, I know that you feel like everything is the worst and you're really struggling with having any reason to keep existing, but in like 6 weeks, it really will be very different." And you do hear that sometimes from guides, and you're like, fuck you. You've told me that for like the last year, and the goalpost keeps moving. There hasn't been change. There hasn't been anything. I just keep getting new information that says, oh, yeah, but. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like you get strung along. And I don't know that this is going to be a good thing, but it's at least a new thing. It's at least different. And we have managed to get rid of so much stuff that we've moved like 6 times that for whatever reason just hadn't gotten rid of. And now we finally did. It's been so nice. It's been so nice. And this is the first time I've been able to get rid of stuff and feel the energetic cleansing that does happen in your body with certain items. Because really and truly, the entanglements that we have to things, we put a lot into them and we create anchor pointed future narratives around them that is actually more what you remove when those items find their new homes. Because it's almost like people have our life trajectories, we have our anchor pointed future experiences that we came in planning to sort of have. when humans create things, those things also sort of get future anchor pointed potentials that exist with them too. And it's not quite the same of, I was just saying it's not like you come in to be a pen, but then I'm like, wait, but there is a level of consciousness that does go into it. But the level of consciousness is your own. And every item that you interact with, that you entangle with, a level of your consciousness kind of becomes the fabric of that item's reality, right? And sometimes, like I'm thinking it right now, like of the bikes that we had, because we got rid of them at a yard sale for a ridiculously low price. Like congratulations to the person that took them. But when he removed them from the property, I felt just claws come out of me. And I was just like, I can't deal with this right now, but I need to sit down and talk about this. So this is me talking about that because the entanglements of things and the future potentials of things can keep you very specifically pathed in a way that you may not recognize because you're so used to just what something feels like that the only way to know how free it is the absence of it. It's kind of like if you have a chronic pain or a chronic illness or something, and then one day you just feel good and you're like, hold on. Wait, what? Like you start a new exercise program or something or new way of eating, and you start waking up in the morning and you're like, wait, hold on. I don't have back pain. I'd forgotten what that was like. Sort of like that. So these bikes, they'd purchased, it was 12 years ago. Okay. And they were hybrid bikes, like hybrid mountain and road. Like they were big, they were heavy, weren't that expensive, but they were they weren't cheap. And so every time they moved, they always brought the bikes, even though they never really rode them that much because it's just not really a thing that they did a ton. Not enough to warrant having heavy big bikes, you know? Um, and the removal of that, it removed the crash potential of those objects in your possession. So that feels a little like I have no way of proving that, right? And it's not like I sold a bike that the person who bought it's going to go crash. No. And though, that apparently is part of the bike's story. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, well, that makes me feel weird. But individuals write their own stories, and especially if you do acquire a new thing, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to continue on the path of what it was. But the bikes that we had a story of painful crash that plays out the childhood loop again. Oh, do I just not like bikes? It was what got set when they were purchased while you were still in the looping of trauma patterns from that sorry, it's a long message. Contract point. So the area of purchased from, oh shit. Okay, so we bought the same bikes. So we bought, okay. So when you experience trauma, just as a human, part of what we do, it's kind of a mental base, like it's kind of a mind thing, unfortunately. We loop on experiences. And sometimes those experiences take years to come back around, and sometimes it's every goddamn month, right? it's like if you're in a relationship with someone where you have the same fucking fight every 3 weeks, like clockwork. Trauma loops do that, are like that too, but it's with life experiences, and depending on how your life is going, sometimes those life experiences speed up, and you can actually see the pattern, and sometimes they take 30 years, and then you see the pattern, and you're like, damn it, I did this, I already lived this experience before. So as a kid, we had a bike from Agee's. Those of you from Richmond, Virginia, looking good, getting in shape. I'm gonna finish singing this because I have to. Whoa, you're feeling great. AG's bicycle shows you the way. Follow the leader. Take control. It's in your soul. Now you're on a roll. Saving money too. AG's bicycles. We bring out the best in you. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Those of you that understand local jingles know that you can't just start a local jingle and not finish it. So anyway, AG's bicycles, right? We had a bike and as a kid from there. Crashed it, broke our arm. Had many broken bones as a kid, but that was a pretty egregious one. And it was such a bad break, it didn't heal right, and we also had to go into surgery and have it rebroken just to reset it. Not great, right? Um in adulthood, well, had a bike um through like college because we lived in the fan district and like I went to school at VCU and just it was just easy. Uh but sold that one because didn't have a bike for Randy. Basically, in adulthood, after we got our first house, we were like, we want bikes because we want to be healthier. And so we went to AG's and we bought bikes. I did not realize that just for us, because part of the like package of childhood included a very specific set of circumstances that led to very specific events, broken bones, experiences with just very specific traumatic experiences, because I came in for the childhood trauma package and adult trauma package. I'm genuinely hoping that at this point I'm done with that. I keep basically being like, look, I'm not interested in this whole life thing if I can't be done with the trauma packages. Like I feel like I've done my due diligence. I feel like I've fulfilled all of the contracts. Can I please have the easy life? The life that is easy and full of abundance and love. That's what I'm here for. I'm done with the trauma. Like there's inherently going to be trauma, but I'm done with the trauma loops, right? So that's what happens when you do the childhood trauma package. You come in, you get all this trauma, and then in adulthood you fucking loop on the trauma until you step into a different path. How you do that? In the words of Beetlejuice, it's all very personal. It takes very personal paths to get there, but generally speaking, healing journey. Let it go, move on, hear and honestly follow heart-centered guidance, right? So 12 years ago, we were still heavy in the trauma looping of things, and so the purchasing of the bikes was more or less a ticking time bomb for, okay, but you're going to break your arm again, like you're going to have a crash, you bought this bike from this place, you've set up the loop-de-doop of you're going to crash. And that does explain why, in general, was never really a huge fan of the bikes. Also kind of explains why my husband, not the best on a bike. Not that he was going to crash necessarily, because he actually doesn't, he's not, he doesn't really experience a lot of the trauma looping stuff compared to our experience. But he's always like, he's very shaky. He's not very confident on it. And that always made us really uncomfortable because it always felt like, oh no, he's going to crash or he doesn't like this or whatever. There was a level of discomfort anytime there was bike riding. It's kind of like bowling for us. Like, we get on a bike and we go ride, and like in theory it's fun, and it is fun for like a little bit, but then we're just over it. That's kind of how biking is for us in general, for just a variety of reasons. But really and truly did not know until like this conversation that they had recreated the crash cycle that was due at maybe not any day, but like I don't know if it certain levels of when aligned with actions taken, we weren't going to allow you to get on the bike again. Okay. But yeah, so I like, because those bikes had been part of our life and our story, we just kept carrying them with them. We kept carrying that potential and kept carrying that that story that goes with the item itself. Now that item is with its new owner. Perhaps that person also has it in their life experience plan to crash on a bike. That's a human experience just like any other. Some are much more horrifying than others. I've helped someone on the we have a linear trail right near us, and when we biked on it, like the first time, we stopped, we took a break, and at a like a pole where something was, and this is how you feel. This is how you know you're like, oh god, am I fucking cursed? We were at like a spot. There was like a pole, and there were these two women on bikes, and one of them fucking crashed into the pole. I basically did EMT stuff on her because I know, you know, I got the first aid and CPR certification stuff. Like, and I had like a kit with me of bandages and other things, and she just don't blame me for that, okay? It's not my fault. But we as humans have purposes for things, you know? And who knows who. We all know why. I mean, she crashed where I could help her. With things that I could immediately bandage her with and give her antiseptic for. So I don't know. I don't know if the people who bought those bikes will unfortunately be crashing them. I do know that those bikes, or at least my bike, correct, only yours. Okay. Ooh. Only only my bike has the story in its Akashic records of a crash, and of a crash that causes a broken bone. And I no longer have okay, yeah, I no longer have access to its continued story. And that's the other piece of it. When we acquire new things, it does still come with the story of where it originated from, and anything that you pick up at another location, a yard sale, antique store, you can read those stories. Once you start learning how to read Akashic records or just doing your intuitive anything. Not everyone can do everything. Not everyone can hold something and get the download of the story with it. But if that's something you're noticing that you can do, that when you touch something that, or you touch someone, there's information that comes through. You are entangling with it either way, so that information is still available in some form. But yeah, it felt really nice to let go of things that we had held on to for a very long time that were otherwise just not really for us. In theory, always feels like it should be, but in practice, not really. Um, I will say this: we rented e-bikes when we visited Acadia, which is the way to go. Rent some e-bikes when you're there because all those very elevated bike paths, yes. And also, e-bikes are fun. As are segways. I've always felt very safe on a segway, so I don't know. I don't know. Don't seem to have weird trauma looped contracts on any of that stuff because I didn't do any of that stuff when I was a kid. But and is there any real point to this? Yeah, just pay attention to the fact that your stuff does have entanglements with it. And even if you're not moving, it's worth it to just kind of, as you feel it, assess your things, assess what it is you've amassed in your life so that you can take some time to determine if it wants to go to a new home. Determine if you want for it to go to a new home. That doesn't necessarily stop whatever Akashic level contract you've sort of attained with it. And also, yeah, if you've had it for over a decade, especially, there's been so many changes, and you've gone through so many changes in the last 5 to 10 years. It might just be time for that to go elsewhere. And maybe it's time for it to go elsewhere because someone else is like, you know what? I came here to have this particular human experience and I haven't been able to have it any other way. So, yes, I will find this one item that will actually provide me with the future anchor pointed experience that I've come to oh god. Well, if you happen to see this and you purchased a white bike for a stupidly cheap price on an April Saturday in Connecticut, all I can say is you chose that, okay? On a soul level, you chose it. I did not do anything to that bike at all. I just avoided the fact that the bike was going to crash. Apparently, regardless of who's riding it. Pretty much, yeah. Then can't we blame the people that created it? Can't we blame the people that like made it? Because that was why we bought it. We bought it because it was a bike that was going to crash. Because that was the first bike. What? That's the story. That's the story they're telling me. That's apparently what happened. It sounds totally made up. I know. I know. It does. Sure. And though, for real, I just know how I felt when it left. Claws unattached. Which to me does mean early childhood trauma loop bullshit release. What else got released with that? A hell of a lot more than one crash on a bike. Because all of the bigger experiences that come with that, hospitalization, just the general trauma of not being able to move, or like my right hand, I wouldn't be able to write. There's just a whole life arc, right? There's a whole story that goes along with it, a whole life experience story that involves so many other big entanglements. That's what got removed. An entire potential future anchor pointed situation experience that I am no longer attached to. And all because I let something go. With gratitude, too. It's kind of all, I put the bikes out there. I was like, please, somebody take them so I don't have, purely I take them so I don't have to deal with figuring out how to be stressed out by this existing in my life. That was the feeling for me. An item that was in my possession, that had continued to be in my possession, that just caused me annoyance levels of stress. If you're thinking of an item around you as you hear that, maybe that item wants to go to its new home. Maybe don't worry about how it gets there. Maybe just donate it somewhere and let everyone else who is part of that process align so that the right people get to it. And plenty of those places also do throw things away. If it's meant to go into a garbage dump so that no one takes it, perhaps that's where it will go. Anyway, this is a weird PSA. Okay. That's truly it for me. I have nothing else. This is it. I'm stressed about moving, and there's not really anything more I can do like today right now because I still have a few more days and we still have some things, and it's fine. It's going to be fine. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop now. I love you so much. We'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.